This is Divine Sunshine coming to you live with a channeled message. Thank you for the messages of condolences about my brother's passing. Thank you so very much about that. This took a little time to kind of really enjoy the view. Well, to really introspect on some things dealing with that. And I just pretty much, this thing of death. And I was talking to mom about that too. And I'm noticing, and these are the trends, because I'm a trend person. Hey, Mimi. Um, I am a trend person, which is I watch for twins. I mean, for twins. I wait for trends. Sorry. Hey, Divinely Guided 333. Yeah. And so I look for trends, and I'm noticing a trend of when people are passing now, they are getting a chance to wrap things up and conclude things with people. And what I mean by that, before then, you say, "Oh, it's unexpected. Oh my God, they just passed." It just came out of the blue. I didn't really get a chance to say anything. But these ones that are now passing are getting it's a new way of being able to do this, which is they're giving them time to really conclude things, wrap it up, and put a nice big bow on it. Say that, when it used to be back in the day when you're in high school, and I guess I'm dating myself, where you used to be able to carve into your seat, "I was here," Bertina was here, or Divine Sunshine was here, and everybody would see and know that you were there. And I'm noticing a lot of, like, with Cicely Tyson, um, even a person at our church, she passed away as well. And she had just given, the minister had just given a healing service a week before. And lo and behold, they said that the people said they went to go find her, went up to her apartment, and she had passed away. They said they noticed they didn't hear any kind of rumbling going up above. I guess where she lives with relatives. And it was like they didn't hear any type of rumbling or anything. And they're like, "Wait a second, most of the time we hear Reverend so and so go across the floor." And they went upstairs and they seen she had passed away. And they was like, "What? I mean, we just had a conversation with her last night. What is this?" But again, I am noticing, hey, Margaret, hey, Southern Belle, hey, Charm Timeless. I am noticing that people are able to, really give this. Like, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out touching people. And I was listening to Viola Davis, and she was talking about Cicely Tyson, and she said this the night before. She's talked to her like for 3 hours, and she could tell that before she had passed, or either the week before, I don't want to lie, but the last conversation she had, she said she could tell she was just pouring into her, like, "This is all of my secrets, all of my things that I want you to know, so that when you are acting or just in life, you know what to do." And she said, "I could feel that she was pouring energy into me." And she's like, "I didn't know, what was going on, but I could tell that it was like she's wrapping things up. Like, this is final. Like, this might be it." It's like, again, like you saying, a graduation time where you got the valedictorian or the salutatorian, and you're being able to give that speech. And this is what I'm noticing with a lot of people that's going on. Some people are saying they're feeling as if there is, this is the end of days going on, like the rapture, people just going and leaving. I don't know if I see, but I do see trends of that saying. I'm not saying I'm 100% behind it, but I'm not saying I'm 100% not behind that theory either as well. So, as we're moving into the energies, and we're talking about Virgo, and so interesting that had been in my mind for a long period of time about this death. This is what this Virgo moon is asking us to move into the understanding that, again, Virgo, for me, in my experiences with, I've worked with Virgos are very meticulous. Virgos are very, I say meticulous. I won't say OCD, but about how things should go. It should go in a particular order. They're very detail orientated, very big, good for business, because they can see the ins and outs of things. I got my bestie. She's a Virgo, and she's the same way. Like, no, she's got that mind, and she can move things and manipulate things, and she's perfectionist about how in everything, in relationships. Sometimes I think she's a little too that way. I was like, sometimes you gotta get a little messy in love, but she's very like, it should go this way. This is how I want them to come to present. This is how I want them to be. Da da da, and then that's it. And it's like, okie dokie, but you know, you got to leave a little wiggle room. No wiggle room. So I was like, okay. So I don't know. That's my experience that I've had with Virgos, but I do know they are very perfectionist. They want things done a certain way. And that's not bad at all. So this moon, this Virgo full moon that we're having on the 27th is bringing that same kind of energy, which is pushing us to go into our truth. So it's asking us again, what's been the word of the street since the Twin Flame neighborhoods, as I said, on my Mrs. Rogers neighborhood, or Divine Sunshine's neighborhood, is what? Integrity. Living as integrity as divines. Okay. So in the reading, I pulled some cards before you all came on. It was so funny. I was listening to Spotify, and they had some kind of little Caribbean song that say "Scrub It Down." It was scrubbing. I was like, all right, hey. And I was there. I was listening to the lyrics, and it was talking about being with the person and liking to scrub it down. The friction is going on. But then at the same time, while I was listening to it, and I'll put it in the community tab as well, I was listening to it. It's talk about scrub it down. It's a cleaning that's got to go. I still can hear this song. It's a cleaning that's got to happen and occur. And this is what they're asking us, especially if you talk about perfection, and this is what the Virgo energies bring to the table. There also an earth sign. So that means a groundedness in the material world as far as us having to clean house so we can be in integrity as twin flames. That means we've got to live in our truth. And that means we're really at this point starting to take introspection as to the things that's going around us. And if you have not been paying attention to it, when I pulled the cards, they said storm warning, okay? Which again is when I see pillars, pillars is talking about foundation. What is our foundation? What needs to be knocked down? What is something that is not truly our truth? So, I remember I got a reading from Kay Moon one time, and she was telling me, she was like, you know what, why you're not successful in the area. She says because of, I think it was Neptune, and she was saying, or Saturn, and both of them are teachers. And she's like, if you're not living in your truth, Neptune and Saturn will not let you get by, because we always say is that Saturn is that hard father that be like, no, you can't do that. But then I've learned also in understanding Saturn too is that his job is to also protect you as well. And seems like they're hard, like no, but at the same time, it's for your best benefit. Just like a parent said, I'm whooping you, or I'm putting you on punishment. It's for your own benefit. It's only to protect you so you can stop yourself from you. And this is what's going on. There's a storm warning. There's some things getting knocked down that's telling you at this time it's time for you to get rid of. Because most of the time when storms hit, they don't care where they hit. They're going to hit everywhere. They just, all foundations and things are knocked down at that time. And so again, this is what it is. And so if you don't want things to be knocked down, the best thing for you to do is to what? Go to protection, or protect it, or cover it, or go to a cellar so that you don't get swept up in it. So, but you got to be selective, because you can't take everybody named mama once it hit. You have to pick and choose. And so this is again what they're saying about the storm warning where you are here. And I'm looking at it, and it's got this water in the background, which lets me know about the emotions. So again, what we're dealing with, again, getting rid of those things that maybe also put us in an emotional, in our heart space that is not better suited for us. So we've got to watch again these emotions. When I pulled out the card again, I got a new deck of cards called the Soul Journey, and especially as being twin flames, this is something which I got that for what was that for? Mom gave it to me for Valentine's Day, for that one. And they were saying certain areas again for this soul journey that we need to concentrate, and that's what's being brought to our attention underneath this moon, which is again about friendships. And the first thing when I look at it, when it said friendships, is like, how are we connecting with people in the world? You are the center of your universe. There's no you without you, universe without you being in it. So right now it's telling me that again, you're at the center of everything. You are the one that is making everything move and have its being around you. And so in understanding that, right now at this time, they're telling you who you're connected with is very important. It said, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Understanding that the people who you are connected with are there for a reason and a season. Some are supposed to stay there, some people are supposed to go. Some of them are there to help you to learn the lesson and the blessing and to move on. Some of them may help you understand, say, "Ooh, I don't like you. You need to go bye bye." So this is where you are right now. You're at the center of it, and you should really be. And I said that a couple of readings ago, a while ago, like this is drafting time, and it's drafting time for two reasons. It's drafting time because the universe is also picking the people, and that's why a lot of people are leaving the earth, so we can be able to step into those shoes of those powerhouses and those legends too, because it's our time as light workers to take the job that they have, like Cicely Tyson's or Hank Aaron's or whoever else that had these past ones that passed away, and for us to step into their shoes and elevate that opening or that position or that role that they have to the next level. So we have to look around and see who's our circle of friends. Are these people helping us, or are they hindering us? Are they holding us back? And so as twin flames, as light workers, this is what they're saying again with this Virgo moon, again going back to being perfection, or you wanting things to be going in a certain, your desire, aligning with your desire, you, and that might be perfection for you as well. So you've got to get rid of these people. Next thing it is again, or who you're connected with. That's what it's time for you to do that. So the next thing they told us is about judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. One thing I know, even with me on this thing, I have stopped myself. Do you know that also judging things or judging people, places, or things can also be a hindrance and a block for you to have union, not only with your person but with yourself? Because judgment causes for you to be able to call a thing what it is, or to be able to label a thing, or even you can't get past the illusion of what it is because you have labeled it. And so that's why sometimes it's not good to use why I'm doing like Wendy. Well, a lot of times she does do a lot of judging on the show like that. So anyway, we ain't on Wendy right now, Wendy Williams. But again, like again, really truly understanding how that thing, a person, place, a thing is doing. I watched the show the other day, and they were talking about the young lady was trying to date a young man that had the mother had just passed away, and so he was raising the child, and so the child wanted to wear this locket necklace from her mother. And he was mad because oh, she told the other young lady, she didn't tell the dad. They went for a Princess Day. It was a Hallmark thing. Mine has me watching them Hallmark movies. Anyway, so when we went there, stick with me. So when we went there, when they went to the little princess stores, almost where they could go dress up like princesses and stuff. And she told the young lady, she's like, "Shh, I got a secret." She's like, "What is it?" She's like, I went in my daddy's closet, and I went and got his the locket with that my daddy tells me I shouldn't get." And so she's like, "Oh," she's like, "Well, why did you do that?" She said, "Well, he told me I couldn't wear it until I was big enough." And she said, "And I feel I'm big enough. I should be able to wear the locket." So when she's like, "Well, you know what? It's not really right for you to keep secrets with your dad. So I think when your dad comes in and we show him how we dress, you should tell your daddy, that you got the locket." So she went on, told the dad about the locket. He was ready to get livid. And so she was like, so the young lady that was interested, and dad was like, "Hold on a second." She said, "You know what, kid, you know what? Go out there and look for something else. Say, didn't you like that, whatever jewelry or something out there? Go look for that, and then let you and your dad talk." So she told the father there, she said, "You know what?" She said, "I think at this moment it's more important to understand the why she did it than how she got the locket from your closet." And so then he was like, "Oh." So then the young lady came back and said she found whatever it was that the young lady said. And so then when she came back, her dad said, "Can you tell me why you took the locket from my closet when I told you not to?" And she went into it. She had told me, she said, "Well, the reason why is because I want something to have close to my mom." She said, "I feel that I'm old enough." And once she got to telling and selling her case about it, it was a teary moment. He was ready to cry. He was right by. He said, and he ended up giving her the locket and said, "Here, I think that you are old enough for you to have the locket." So that was a beautiful thing. So this is again, like I'm saying about judgment. Sometimes again, when you're looking at things, it's important for you to understand the why behind it, not the how, about how they're appearing to you or what's going on. So with this new moon that we have here, it wants you to understand that again, everything that's going on is unique in your life. All of these things are, you should be asking, why is it happening? Not how is it happening to me? Because there's a lot of times we have that thing when we're on the journey. We're always asking that and understand that these unique challenges or these unique things that happen to us is happening for a purpose. It's happening for our good and for our highest good. And so this is where we are about this. And when we're talking about people, even in our the karmic situation, as you call it, or even our divine counterparts as well, we have to remember that there is some unique challenges and paths that they're going on as too. And so for us to watch it with the judgment, because when we judge things, we limit things and we name things and we make those things to be permanent or to be solidified in the 3D when we don't want them to. To understand that again, that here when we're talking about love, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And this is a practice in which we need to come to, as far as when we're saying this big change here, that they're asking us to come to, where it say about scrub it down with love, which is again cleaning out, really truly practicing the thing of unconditional love. Because right now where we are, where I'm here to say, where the love, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's true. It is where we are right now, because there's a major shift happening and occurring here. And right now, even with the things that we're finding within ourselves, this might have to die. Even when we're finding out with things of people that have gone away and have passed away as well, all of those things come back to love. Even our loved ones, they send us back love when they pass over. That's the same thing with us that's left or here. What do we have to do with that? And so we understand that where we are right now is requiring for us to practice unconditional love. That means without conditions. To judge something is to place conditions. Again, when we're talking about also with the friendships, we'll know within ourselves, and we have to watch that the judgment is not coming from ego. It's okay to have a righteous judgment, because I can hear somebody talking about, well, she's talking kind of against herself, ain't that? Because if you saying that people don't belong there, but at the same time you got to judge them if they're not there, if they don't belong there. But you know the difference between when a person, like, you like, something in my heart, it just don't settle right with them. I don't know what it is. Or between it's coming from another place. It's not like a heart and a gut. That's why I call that heart intelligence. With all this links in together in alignment, you know when that is. Or between it's an ego, it's like, she got to go. Now you haven't even really gave that person a chance. But again, you got to watch it. Is it a righteous judgment? Okay, was this is alignment, or is it an ego judgment? That's the difference. So I don't want to sound like I am a hypocrite in what I'm saying, but at the same time, like I said, you can judge, but you got to watch the place in which the judgment is coming from. At all times, you always should practice again the principle of charity. My mom always say, I'm not going to show you me until you show me you. So I mean, if you getting froggy, then that's when I come out. But at all times, and you take that and you make it more spiritual, I won't show you the other side of me until you show me what's going on with you first. So again, using the principle of charity means everybody is coming with the intentions of good until you show me something different. Okay. So another thing that we got to deal with in these energies is loneliness. I know that I am never alone. Please understand, and I know even with me and my practice, and that's why I do this on this channel, is again, thank you for me to show you what I'm doing, what things I know that's working and applying. And so I'm giving you the keys to help you to have union and wholeness with yourself. Understanding that now the veil is kind of thinning. It ain't no kind of, it is. You'll get help from your ancestors. your angels, your guides, all of that stuff. All you need to do is to call on them. Understanding that this loneliness that you're feeling also, I think the last reading I did for you all, I told you all to remember or to act as if your partner is with you. Okay, and so this is again your divine masculine, your divine feminine. Remember, there is no separation because wherever you are, they are. So this is again understanding that that should help to power you as you have your movement and you're going and have your being, because right now at this time we are getting really pushed to go into this mission, especially the divine feminine energies. Right now you should be going into your mission. Your mission first is what makes you, put you in bliss, what makes you happy. Okay, and so again, in understanding that and going after what is in mission and what makes you happy, is also understanding that it requires friendship, it requires connections, spiritual connections, to help that to propel. So that means do a little bit more in your meditation, a little bit more of listening and less on the talking and the rituals in your meditation as well. I told you that before, but I'm going to say it again because I believe again in repetition you'll get it. So at this time, you're being guided through your meditation to be more of an opening or more of a channel, so you can be able to get those messages and trust the messages as well. They're asking you too at this time to be patient as well, because what's going on with this major shift, I watch this man Indigo Light, and he's always talking about it's a major shift. It's a major shift, and it is, because again, there's a major shift not only within the universe and the energies, but we're getting ready to go into spring. Heck, spring is right around the corner, according to, because March 21st is when spring starts. And so, with that, the earth is changing its coat to this season from the winter into the spring, which is again another evolution, another change, another level. And this is where we're going as well. So we have to have some patience and say, accept that everything happens in divine order. This is where we are right now. And everything has got this wheel, got this circular stuff. And I always say about cycles, seasons, cycles, those things. And they're asking us, and I asked about, they told me to use, thank you, if the chime is divine. They said for us to also use creativity. It's a 3 about how you get into alignment. So to me, what I'm thinking when they're saying about use creativity, I'm picking up, they're saying think outside of the box, see another way of how you can be able to make things happen. Or they almost showing, it's telling me to sprinkle it with a little creativity. If it's something like the kids over there learning the word, their vocabulary, if it's basic, see how you can up level that up and put a little bit of you or your uniqueness into it. About that, because you got to remember that's what he's used, light workers. This is your time to shine. Okay, to give me words, this is your time to shine right now. And I told you all before, between January, February, and March, this is a time where we're kind of getting everything together. And then after this, it's going to be takeoff in March. April is really going to be the month that's going on. I've been saying that for a while now. So April is really, really, really going to be the time there. So things are going to be taking off. We're still kind of not able to take off now because again, the emotions of we're still in shadow of retrograde, but we're working our way out of that. But with every retrograde, you make out of it what it is, because I know even with myself, I've had retrogrades, and if I don't know it's a retrograde, sometimes that's the best time or the best phase of my life that I have experienced because I was like, oh, it was retrograde, I didn't know that. Okay, interesting. So with this new moon that's coming on in Virgo, it's going to bring us into energies of this. Now this came in reverse, which means we're moving into this, which is being bold and making the first move. So again, that's why I say going back to creativity and getting into alignment. This is the color yellow, which is the chakra of what? Solar plexus, which it means of being about our identity. There's a shift, sounding like indigo light, a major shift that is going on with us. And again, like I said, it's living in integrity. Going back to the twin flame word of the day of the neighborhood, sunshine neighborhood, integrity. Integrity also means wholeness. That means, again, like I told you about the story about me in the hair. Again, you're doing too much stuff to it. It messes with the integrity of what you naturally came here with. So again, going back to source, take that the story where she's talking about don't put too much dye in your head because it's going to start breaking your hair down. What is it that again that from source where we came from and we knew exactly what we wanted to do? I can remember even as a little child, some things that I had wanted to do. And as life goes on and we become an adult, some of those things, what we put back, as the Bible says, we put back those childish ways and we become an adult. And so we forget about, but at the core of that in our inner child, there is the keys to what we really want to, what's going to make us truly happy. And so in thatness of going back to our child, sometimes one of the people that you need to check in and know that you're not alone is to go back to that inner child. Ask your inner child to what do they want to do, because they'll be very honest with you. You talk about integrity and honesty, they'll tell you, hell no, I don't want to do that. Why you don't want? I say I just don't want to do it. You ain't got no explanation why we shouldn't be doing that. No, I don't want to work at the job no more. Why? Because it don't make me happy. It ain't no fun in it. You know that when you talk to your children. Sometimes you tell, oh no fun. There's no fun no more. There's no fun. There's no fun, pumpkin? No. I don't like this. You see them even drop it. And they going off. Well, what? I be damn. I just bought that damn toy for you. That sucker cost $199. And you didn't just, okay, it's over. Okay, you don't want the toy. No, okay, all right. And you're on. And you're gone. Okay. So this is $199 I spent for nothing. And you going on. So this is again, like I said, the inner child, as I say, well, they're very brutally honest, and they will tell you. So again, with you within yourself is now you're being bold. It's now causing for you to be bold. Cardinal moon, it says that cardinal signs are the ones who started. Let's get this party started. Let's go. What y'all doing? Y'all sitting down? You know, you got that friend, you see them at the party. They're talking, y'all sitting down? Child, let me get this started for you all. And so this is what life is in this, especially the universe, is asking twin flames. Now it's time for you to be bold. It's time for you to step up. It's time for you to get some started. And in order for you to do that, you got to be in integrity. It's not going to allow you to be able to do those things if you're not standing in your own truth. That's where the solar plexus comes in to sound like so that's where the solar plexus come in to play its part, because again, that's when you know. Think about us in our culture. When we clapping, that means listen here, don't play with me. I'll beat your but again, when you're doing that again, to be bold and to make the first move, you've got to get into that energy of understanding this is my truth. This is who I am. I'm unique. Be okay with being unique. I think right now what the universe is asking us, and I know that's something that I've been doing in my own daily practice, is to understand to be all right with the skin that I'm in, to be all right with the shadows that I bring to the table to myself in the journey, as far as being me, as far as being divine sunshine, as far as me being Bertina. That is it. So again, understanding that right now everything around us, the energy is gaining momentum. It's a build. I think last time I talked to you all about that, I told you it's a process. It's a step by step, like the new kids, step by step. Ooh, baby, gonna get to you, girl. So it's a step by step process, okay? So we've got to be patient again because it's gaining momentum. It's like a train, and it's getting faster and it's getting faster. It's getting faster. One thing that they bring it to me about you getting faster and faster, please don't be not ready. I know that's bad ebonics, but some of you all, this thing, once it get to taking off, especially like I tell you, this is preparation time, and you hit April, you gonna feel a little. You got to get it. I'm gonna talk nice to you. You've got to get together, children. Like like a little auntie talking to my little nieces and nephews. Y'all got you know, auntie gonna tell you, you got to get it together. Some of you all, I'm feeling that once this thing get to taking off, y'all gonna be like, I'm not ready at all, and you need to get ready. Okay, all right there, because some of you all are calling in the storms, and I'm feeling that your partners calling the storm. Some of your partners, you know, they've been doing the work. You've been doing work. You'd be surprised they're talking about they tired too. And it's like, okay, well, how much longer? You know, are we there? Like with the Smurfs. They used to ask Papa Smurf all the time, are we there yet? He was like, no, not yet. Are we there yet? No, not yet. Are we there yet? No, we're not there yet. So again, the universe feels like, again, like their Papa Smurf, which it is, again, source. And we keep on asking them, like the little Smurfs, are we there? Are we there yet? Are we there? We ain't there. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna keep on scrubbing it down. I'm gonna keep on scrubbing it down, and you're scrubbing it down, you're cleaning it in there, and at the same time, some of you all are now saying, you know what, it's whatever I'm doing is not working. Your counterpart is doing the same thing, and they're calling it in. For the shadow is calling in. Two things, I got a fork in the road. Some of y'all are calling it in and not knowing, unbeknownst to you, okay, that they're doing it. Is you or the twin as well as doing it, and they're calling in these things to happen. And you're like, hold on, wait, because of your thinking, negative thinking or subconscious thinking, or again, childhood wounds thinking that's drawing these things in. So I get a fork in the road about that too as well. And then I'm also getting that another thing that's happening with you. Some of y'all just calling in, just like some of y'all, excuse my French, is like F it. Just come on. This upturn all this because it ain't working. So I don't know. Maybe if you come in here and just mess up and destroy all this stuff and let me start off fresh, then maybe I can be able to do something with that. And so this is where some of you all are at. Some of you all are obsessed about some things. The shadow is bringing this in. That again, letting go of the things that no longer serve you is what this Virgo moon is, because it wants you to be in integrity. So it's asking you to scrub it down so you can be able to be in your highest version of yourself or have your highest good. Because again, you got an overactive crown too as well. So you got to work on that. That's where the scrub it down is. Scrub down your consciousness, your thinking about how you think of oneself or yourself too as well, because it's stopping you for you being able to truly see the light, because our eyes are blinded. Okay, you're blind, baby. You're blind by the things that you're blinded. Okay, so this is something that we've got to check at the door. Some people getting a fork in the road. Some people are possessed by about you, overly obsessed about you, possessive about you. You got to cut the tie there. And some of you are over obsessed about a thing too, a person, place, a thing, and you got to cut the tie with that too as well. Okay. All right. So spirit, let's get into some solutions. How I'm doing. Okay. So now let's look at and see about what is it. Clear. Spirit wants us in our divine feminine energies. How is this new moon? I mean, this full moon, okay, is in Virgo. How's that helping us out? Because it's helping us to get into in our feminine energies here. It's understanding that we need to the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. Okay, so again, we know that the sacral energy, the sacral chakra, is one of creation. That's where you're able to manifest power with that one. So again, understanding that some of us in our childhood or growing up or relating with others, that goes back to connections as well. How are we having healthy connections? How are we taking that energy that builds up in those connections to be able to manifest something between you and the other person? Now I'm taking the PG-13 route with this. Okay. And so right now what you're being guided to is how can you create the magic? Is there an ability to do abracadabra with that friendship or that connection with that person, place, a thing? But they talk about friends, so I'm gonna stick with friends, these people, because again, your soul family, your soul tribe, your circle as well. And so this is again understanding that what brings you pleasure brings me back to life. You hear some of the sayings was that, that gives me life. What is it that's giving you life? Whether it's a person, I'm gonna go back to again, person, place, a thing. I'm gonna open up the scope much bigger than just a person. Okay, so this is where you need to come up with that sexual energy, which is again that we know the womb and some of the parts of the divine masculine is that too as well, and how you're able to create with that connections that you have with people. This is what they want you to check into, because there in that is the magic. Okay. Then you have Queen Esther, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. That's what I told you about earlier, and I just pulled the cards about it. Remember, you want a righteous judgment, not an ego judgment. Again, understanding that when you're judging and looking at things and calling it good and very good or bad and very bad, where is that coming from? Is that coming from a place of childhood wounds? Or that's bad? Or is that your mom used to label that? Oh, that's bad. And so now you falling in line. Well, mom said it was bad, so it's bad. Or is it within you saying, well, mom says it's bad, but you know what? I done got kind of older. I don't know if I agree with what dad says now, because I got to remember where he came from. Like I'm telling the kids, check the source. We're learning about primary and secondary source. Is this coming straight from the source, the primary, the first source, or has their experiences filtrated the experience until when it gets to you, it came down for so many hurt, pain, things of that nature. Then when it comes to you, it ain't primary no more. It's coming through all that hurt, pain, and things of that nature. So when it comes to you, you can't really give it a real, true, valid judgment on some things. This is the same thing, like you're saying again about your ego. How are you doing? Are you at service to your ego? We're just telling you no, because we know that the ego is there to protect you. And so in understanding that, but sometimes that is not coming true. A primary source coming straight from source is coming through all that filtrated to hurt. Like, child, I'm gonna tell you no to that. This is your ego talking to you. Because last time when you do that, Wayne did XY. That hurt. Wayne hurt your feelings. So I don't think you should open yourself up that wide to the divine masculine right now, because you know what he's doing. Or the opposite, or they shouldn't open up to them, or you shouldn't go on that job because last time you got a job, they didn't appreciate you. They didn't appreciate you for what you did. They went on ahead and made you do all that work, child. And then what happened? They ended up promoting Jane. So this time when we get the job, we ain't doing all that work, child. We gonna sit back and let everybody else do the work. That's ego. Instead of saying, hey, maybe this time judgment, this time might be different. Maybe this is a new, different person. This is a new manager. Maybe they'll see my talent when that other manager, which they fired and got rid of, Mr. Jones, he couldn't see anything because he busy up there embezzling in the job. So of course he ain't able to see my talent, but I'm gonna take that and add it on to the experience that I'm having now. And that's not, you've got to look at it from different eyes. So that again, you look at through all that secondary source, ego had infiltrated it, but it's not coming from straight source. Source say you can do it. That's your primary. Okay. So that again, you got to trust my soul's divine time. Maybe then when Mr. Jones told you you couldn't and gave it to Jane, maybe that wasn't your time. You got to think of it that way. Maybe it's now time. Jane is promoted. That was her job. You might have been better suited for this next thing or position that you're for. So let's not color it with what happened at judge, going back to judgment of what have actually happened in the past with what's happening now. And this being your time. Okay. So that's one thing for the divine feminine, because we know the divine feminine energies could get all up in the fields there. So that could be an issue too as well. When we're talking about the divine masculine energies, we're talking about the divine masculine energies. As I'm shuffling, I think I throw these all together. Anyway, so let me pause. I like how the man does that too. Let me pause. I have now gotten on my website, and I'll go right back into the reading, but we're going to take a commercial break from me. I have now on my website a transformational program that's 30 days where I do step by step, and I give you activities to do every day for the next 30 days to help to transform you. I believe at this time we need more of the keys. I've listened to you all. I pick up the energy as an empath about what's going on. And I think right now, where a lot of divine feminine energies are at, you need somebody to kind of like step by step tell you what you should be working on. And so I'm offering three things as far as in this transformational program. One of them is that it's already done. All you do is just go ahead and each level, I've given you step by step what to do each day. It's either a video, a meditation, a ceremony, or whatever. You could do that on your own. I don't need to walk you through it. So you could do that one. Okay. Second one is You can do it on your own, but one time in the midpoint, in the 15th day, you come and you check in with me, and I give you a reading that comes with the package deal. Or you could do one in which I sit down with spirit and I specifically give you a personalized plan for you, and then when you do that, then you can be able to have access to me, communicate with me, where I am able to work with you one on one. You have access to me as well. And then also I do the midday check-in, and then at the end with you as well. So that is another way in which where I really walk you through it step by step, one on one, to tell you how you can be able to transform yourself. I've had a lot of good feedback from my other little mini one that I've done. And I've had good feedback from the ones that I'm working with right now that's doing 30 days. Now, the personalized one, I'm not working with a lot of people. I want to make sure that each month I'm taking on a good 10 people, and I concentrate on those 10 people. And when that March is over with, I go on and I take on another group of people each month for that. So there'll be a new 10 people. That way it'll be one on one with you. And I think right now, like I said, we need that. So again, please make sure that you check in, and you, if you're interested in that, getting that transformational program, please go over there to divineunisols11.co and to go and get that to look, go check out the program as well, because I went on there today and I revamped my whole website, so it'd be much easier for you all to get to stuff, because that was some of the feedback that's like, I like your stuff, but I can't get to this, to that, to that. Very easy for you to get over to stuff. You just go over to shop and you pick the category in which it is, and this falls underneath a program. It's already featured, and you can be able to look at the different stuff that I have there too as well. Back to the reading. So again, we have with the divine masculine energies, what they want you to do in those energies is to become assertive. You got Mars energies. We know Mars energies is fighter. Okay, those is fighting. So we know assertive, argumentative, violence, defies, and status quo. So again, defies status quo, that goes back to what we talked about earlier, which is that uniqueness. Understanding that I'm unique. I'm not supposed to be like anybody else. I'm a light worker. It's something about my uniqueness, the way I say it, the way I present it is way different than anybody else that will make some of you all say, oh, I'm ready to move. Now, you might go to another reader or whatever. They might do the same thing, or they might present it in a whole totally different scope. But each one of us have a uniqueness, a unique niche that we bring to the universe, in which needs to be heard. And the only way it can be heard is the way how you present it. Okay. So this is, again, we need to be assertive. To me, I'm finding like a person, like they say, wedge, like you're wedging your way, or I'm seeing like a race of horses as well, that they're racing, and you're trying to find your way to get to the first to the top spot right there in the beginning of the herd. So this is where you are, and I'm kind of seeing like a whole bunch of brown horses, but it's like this white horse that's in the midst of all these brown horses. That would be you. So again, argumentative and violence, again, you got to come to the point that I'm a lover, not a fighter. You're not at that point that you need to be arguing with anybody or whatever, unless it's a righteous. One thing, again, I think, again, they're saying about us being light workers sometimes. Somebody, you don't go and you don't buck against and you don't say things like that. But you got to remember also, this is about energy. Sometimes people bring energy and they drop that stuff right there with you. And you're like, okay, I understand they talk about clear and transmuted across all space and time. Go ahead, woosah and namaste and all that stuff. And sometimes you gotta say namaste, nama go. Take this what you just dropped off to me. I'm gonna drop it right back over to you. Okay, because again, that creates a balance. Because sometimes some of us, we sit there, we've been trained maybe from childhood or whatever like that, to take that energy and to sit with it. And it doesn't, it just sit right there. And sometimes that's where it starts manifesting in your stomach, where you have the solar plexus is blocked, or those things, because you're letting it sit there, you're letting it fester. You have no way of outletting and letting it go. This is where they're talking about that. Be assertive, but there's, again, it's a righteous argumentative. It's a righteous way of saying things. It's not what my mom always says. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Again, it's a way you can be firm and say no, and that's a full stop, full sentence, nothing else behind that. Or there's sometimes you might have to explain, but again, at the same time, in the way you're talking to somebody, again, it's needed for people to understand that those energies that they throw at you, sometimes you got to throw it back, but you got to find out a creative way of how you can be able to do that as a light worker, but still say your piece. Okay, so we don't want to get to violence, and also understand divine status quo. This is what a divine masculine energy is. Now we talk about divine masculine energies more so in the male, where they have to defy and against status quo is because again, I was watching, who was that, and they were talking about what it was about the things of being a male, and how it's really stacked up as far as how they're able to protect. They got that that like protect my land, protect things, how they accumulate things in the world. Oh, I wish I know who it is. Was it Patricia? I'm trying to remember how they accumulate things in the world. That's a big thing. That status quo and beat in their head. How you got to be a good provider. How the world has beat that in their head too as well. And then also trying to be outbeaten with be with the Joneses as well. About how I'm looked upon as in the society too, as a leader, as a person. That's another big thing too as well. And so for to me, when I'm looking at it as far as the divine masculine is defined status quo in the male body, this is something that they really got to fight against, where they got to put that down and say, no, that is not a part of truly who I am. I do understand that's a role that you think in society is that I'm supposed to step into, but that's not truly who I am, because being in that role as a male puts me in a state in which I am not living in true integrity. And this is what they've got to fight against there too, as well as in the male role. Okay. Competitiveness. Okay. Again, some of this thing is like going against, competing. Again, conflicting, duality, two different ideas, sources bringing them an idea, the sales is bringing them an idea, the society is bringing them an idea. So I'm also feeling, as they're saying, when you talk about being competitive with that, but the number one person, and they bring this to me, is the number one person that you got to compete with is who? Yourself. You have to compete with yourself. This is the number one thing that in that divine masculine energies, when you talk about go-getter, going out there into the world and getting things and being a leader, again, that in that alphaness, the only one that you should be competing is with yourself. You should always be thinking about how you can level up and obtaining to get better against yourself, because that's the same thing with me. Sometimes you can become complacent, and this is where spirit is telling you that you got to kind of shake that. Like you say, shake, 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 shake the devil off, shake that lower consciousness, shake that stuff off of you. And then the next thing is understanding. They don't want you to move into understanding I am that I am is a divine masculine energies. I am that I am. I am that who has sent me. I am who I am created to be. I am that I am. Sometimes as I am that I am means I'm unapologetic with the way that I present myself to you, to the world as a divine masculine energies. I owe no one apologies about how I show up uniquely as myself. This is what the divine masculine energies has. They was source and spirit say they want them to move into that energy of understanding and knowing that, again, in some ways they're saying you owe no one apologies, you owe no one an explanation about how you show up to the party or how you show up to the universe to be you. The only one you have to answer to is to source, okay, about things, and to yourself, because you can tell again, if again, what's the word again, if you're not living in true integrity. Okay. All right then. So now with the heart of the matter, let's get into the solutions as well. So solutions. Okay, and then taking another break while I'm trying to get into this as well is understanding that we are having a 4/4 event. Clear. The playground experience will be on at 2 o'clock Central Time. That would be, it's our playground, virtual playground retreat. And so what we're going to have there on that day is we're going to have the speakers, which will of course be April Williams, myself, Kathy D, and also we're going to have Benita from A Wave of a Beautiful Warrior. She's going to be speaking about her understanding that the theme of it is ground zero. And so what ground zero means, after the aftermath, after all this stuff with 2020 and COVID and all that stuff, like now what? What do we do? How do we rebuild ourselves for that? And so we're going to have her talking about family. How do we rebuild this new family that everybody keeps on saying we're going to have? And how your divine masculine's family is going to become, or your divine feminine's family is going to become your family. Or if you're thinking about starting a new family as well, and how your role as a light worker to be able to lead your child too, because we got these new star seeds, these new children coming in, also with a already programmed with what they're supposed to be doing. And you know, you got to be supportive. You can't be using that old paradigm with these new kids to come in, because I know that even as a teacher, you know, you got to be able to kind of be flexible and to go with it. So Benita's going to come in talking about that. Also, we got Patricia McNeely talking about as well, as far as how you can be able to get yourself ready with the new twin flame body that you have, and how you connected with your divine counterpart, and how you can use that twin flame body now into the world to help you. Now you're understanding with all this newness. So she's from Twin Flames Merge. She came and she spoke to the 12/12 event. And then we also have the young lady, Coach Michelle Nome. She is going to come back again and talk about how you can be able to build trust as well in relationships. Again, after all the aftermath and the shaky that has went on with building relationships, even being shut off and cut off from the world, how you can be able to do that as well. The two, if you all were here Friday, last past Friday, we had Kathy and Jennifer from Saint Germain Star Seeds as well. They came in and they spoke about how you can be able to embrace the good and the bad. I heard somebody say, yeah, they were good. They're going to come also do a workshop as well. We're going to have some breathing exercises for the retreat. Of course, we're going to have some journaling with Kathy D. We're going to have some meditation and some body clearing with April Williams. Uh, and then also, I'm working on, I want to get somebody to do yoga. We got another special guest. We're trying to see if they're going to come and speak as well for the retreat. So it's really, really, really going to be good. You're going to get all of these speakers. These are 7 speakers that I want, 7 presenters. Yeah, she makes it. Hey, Forest, Illinois. I don't know who that is. Okay, thank you. I don't know where that came from. So we have that. So we have all that stuff. It's $25 for the virtual retreat. Okay, so you have to go over to Divine Unisouls again. Where's my thing? DivineUnisouls.co for you to be able to get your ticket. For that, it's really great. It's really dynamic, especially what I said. It's 4/4 in April. We're getting ready to take off. It's good to have somebody give you the keys about what things you should be looking at. That, so that's the first thing that's going to kick off our series that we're going to have. The first one is 4/4. The next one is 6/6. The next one is 8/8. The next one is 10/10. And the last one I think is 1/1 on our series that we're going to have. So please make sure you run over there until the 1st of March. They're going to be $11. That's your early bird special. And then after that, it's going to jump right on back up to $25 after the 1st of March. So you want to go over there and get your ticket for that. And once I get it, then I will be able to give you the link to where it is, because I'm trying to debate between what we're going to do it. If we're going to do it Zoom or we're going to do it Facebook Live still. Okay. All right. Back on to what we need to. So the heart of the matter. So the heart of the matter for us, twin flames, is this: that we have to understand that we're moving into the energies that things are going to happen very soon. Okay. Very soon. We already know that. So again, we said that the things were getting moving. I told you to also remember that things are getting ready to move, and move very fast. I told you some of you all are going to be breakneck speed, like is going to be dragging you. I keep stressing to you, so you need to be ready. It sounds like TD Jake said, get ready, get ready, get ready. So you need to be doing that. Because right now, very soon, you're uncovering some things right now during this time period, January, February, and March, getting ready for April. I was about to say June. Something's happening in June. For me to say June, something's happening for June. Because again, we had this turtle. Turtles mean life, okay? Things might even seem like they're moving slow. But also, and some people say turtles mean prosperity too, and abundance. So again, understanding that all these things about what you are doing, although it's moving slow, however, is riding on your abundance. The discovery of you pulling out all these things that are within you to create who you are. That's going to help you to get that love flowing. The stars here represents wishes and dreams and desires hoped for, okay, and being fulfilled. So all of those things are going to be unearthed right now, and that's what you're doing. And that's why I say things are going to happen soon, because there's a lot of things going on within you. I got a friend, my soul sister, that she's talking about. She said, I feel like it's a universe within me that's turning and being created, and this is where you are. So when we're talking about, and I'm going to join both of them together, and I don't want to do separate, I'm not going to separate it from this point on. So as twin flames, clear, as we are light workers or being divine on this path, what we are, this moon here energies that's coming up for the 27th, want us to understand that we need to surrender. It says surrender to prayer. Okay, give yourself over completely to prayer. You pray from your heart, and you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. This is what I'm talking about this integrity. Living in integrity and wholeness all starts with living in the heart, also trusting your heart intelligence and telling you where you need to go. So again, how do you get in line with that? Remember what the purpose of prayer is. Prayer is not for source to hear you. Prayer is for you to get yourself in alignment with the very thing that you are saying. Because I've done prayers and Spirit saying, I already know. You all you doing is just really putting yourself in alignment and just speaking it for you. It ain't speaking it for me. Because you gotta remember, I made you, right? So I don't need you to tell me about what it is. I already know your heart's desire. But all I want to know is to hear you say it, so I can know, oh, she does want it, because now she's aligning herself to that. So that's what the surrendering to prayer is that we have here, okay? So yeah, that's the jam. Hey, Desiree, I picked you up the other day. I sure did. I said, I hope she doing all right. I sure did. I picked you up the other day. I must have talked to you in my spirit. I sure did. Sure did. It was Sunday. Sunday I talked to your spirit. It was Sunday. I remember. All right, then. We'll talk later. So it says surrender your addictions. Okay? So some of us is addicted to, whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, taking action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthy alternatives. We know that when we're talking about addictions, those addictions are things in which, again, are anything that they got listed. But what we learned last time when I talked to you, sometimes it's bad thinking. It's sometimes the negative, the stinking thinking is the negative thing to it as well. Judging people. You get high off of that, your own supply. You know, I already know. Look at her. Judging folks, you get high off that supply. That could be also addiction as well. Talking negatively to yourself could be addiction as well. It ain't gonna work. You know, you get filled up with that drama, you know, and like I say, you got to get to a point to save the drama for your mama. So a lot of times when we're talking about, and they're just bringing this to me, when we're talking about addictions, it's a good likelihood that the divine feminine energies are more addicted to things that have more of an emotional connection. The divine masculine, most likely in their energies, have more of addiction to material things. Okay, the drugs, the sex, the rock and roll. Okay, we divine feminine energies is more so of the thinking, I can't do this, you know, I ain't smart enough, I'm done, I don't know why the heck I'm even trying out for this job, knowing I ain't qualified, but is this something within me want me to do it? I ain't gonna get it. You know, that's the addictions that the divine feminine energies brings to the table. Okay, so that's something that they're saying. Again, we got to surrender that. And we got to, when we pray things, we got to get in alignment and go on ahead and not be scared to speak to source as to what's the very things that we want to. And I know a lot of times, because the illusions, again, is scared. I've talked to some people and I've told them, I said, sometimes, clear, I've spoken things and it seems like the other party or other things is semi hearing what I'm thinking about the connection, and I'm scared to kind of even really go out there and put out there on the limb, because look like they do the opposite of what I have asked for it to happen or expected to happen. So that's something that we've got to get ourselves to get rid of, and that's going back to addiction. Already addicted to saying, I know it's woe is me attitude. I know it ain't gonna work because of yah 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 yah. Judging things because of yah 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 yah. And then again, emotionally, like I said, being that all addicted, all wrapped up in one, and that's stopping me from being in alignment with the prayer or the thing that I'm asking for source to gift to me with. Understanding sobriety, which is again, that's again getting sobriety. What things that's got to change in our life is these things in which we are addicted to. And like I said, we've got to really take a hard, good look at ourselves to see what is it that we are addicted to, and we don't know. And some of them, they saying, some of you all are so conscious, subconscious with it, that it runs like a under ticker tape or like an underlying program that, you know, sometimes on your computer you don't even know that program. I didn't even know that's there. What that function for? Until it presents itself. It pops up like a pop-up file. Here I am. You need to get rid of me. You know, that's why I say it's very important for you to meditate now and for you to listen back to what your help, your guides, your angels, love, past loved ones, ancestors too. Like I was telling my bestie about that. She didn't understand that. You know, again, we're talking about, again, when we're talking about our ancestors, piece of passed on, you know, you got other people that are there to be able to help and assist you. They're not just buried in the grave and then that's it. You know, they all are also there to assist you as well. So again, what is it that we need to be able to for the divine feminine energies? Oh wow. We got to heal from all of that. Jesus Christ. So here's your affirmations that you need to do. So it says, revenge. Living my best life helps me to deal with any injustice. Okay. So that's something that we got to deal with, because some of us want some revenge happening with what's going on with the situation with the third party energies and what's going on, or even person, place, a thing. Some hard lessons that came and looked like we ain't got any kind of any leeway or any breakthroughs that happen. They want us to deal with that. Understanding about these standards. I think I talked about that earlier. I said I will not downplay my needs for anyone. Your standards. Again, watching that. What are you standing for? That's what I feel the standards are too. Also, in your divine feminine energies, they say you need to, about the survivor thing. So what has not killed me has only worked in making me a stronger person. What does it kill me? Make me stronger. Okay, so that right there, you have to understand that what I tell you about these connections, each connection that goes back to this has a reason. Broken promises. When you are ready, I know you will fix this. Okay, so this is about these broken promises to yourself. This is what I'm feeling. Broken promises to people, as they said that, it goes back to connections as well. Again, you've got to watch that too. But understanding that goes back to judgment, what I said earlier. The understanding, no, goes back to beyond just that card that I talked about judgment. It goes back to what? That movie I told you about, the little girl. It's important to understand the why they broke the promises, then the how they broke the promises. This is where you need to be at, okay? So this is what's important when we talk about this, when you're kind of molding over and this death that needs to happen to this, death to scratch it, which means to let that die and let it go so you can move on. That's something that you should be asking yourself if you're that person that's stuck with those broken promises, okay? And then creator, I manifest my own. This is another thing that they say you need to heal from, which is that you are the creator. I manifest my own reality with my thoughts and words. That goes back to that sacral energy that I talked about for the divine energies, where they're talking about the sexual energies, and understanding that through that energies, if you wanna get up beyond the PG-13 and talk about the R, or the rated R thing, which would be like through tantra or kundalini things, all those kind of things that get you into your sexuality. Again, you can even do goddess dancing, belly dancing, all that to help you to get in touch with your body, to help you understand about creation and getting really present and rooted in yourself, in your sacredness, about your connection, how you connect to yourself, how you connect to your body, how you understand your sexual energy, and how you harness it and how you use it. So that's another way in which you can be able to do that, because a lot of times they say a lot of sexual exercises that you can be able to do to, again, to climax, and not to orgasm, and how you hold it, and how he's able in that moment of you doing that, how you could be able to manifest that very thing in that moment of climaxing, or that orgasm, and not exactly releasing it. You can create and think of that very thing at that moment, and create and draw that thing to you. Okay, so if you want the PG, not PG version, but the X-rated, rated R thing, that's what you can do, and you fill in the blank as to what you have to do with that. Okay, and what am I? Ooh, 105. Okay, or something look like mine there. Okay, and divine feminine energies. I mean, divine masculine energies. What are they asking them that they need to do? I'm asking the masculine cards, so we know that with them they are very explicit in the wording that they use. So, oh Lord have mercy. It says in the divine masculine energies, you got to understand that again. Stop trying to control every damn thing. Stop trying to control every damn thing. Let shit go, and don't be so extra. That goes back to this what? Revenge for the divine feminine energies. And that goes back to this broken promises here too. And this feeling about being survivor as well. So remember, we house both energies as well. And that goes back to that again, that judgment. And maybe being extra about you not being patient either as well. So that's something you got to look at the divine masculine saying that, especially when they're saying for the divine masculine energies. Let's tie that into theirs, which is about that competition where everybody else is doing it. Everybody else is in union. What's going on with me? I ain't in union yet. Or everybody's finding love. Everybody got somebody, and all this stuff going on. Why she get the promotion? Why I didn't get the promotion? So in your divine masculine energies, it's saying calm down. And again, about the argumentative stuff. Don't be so extra about it too as well. Don't try to control things, because a lot of times when you're arguing with people, you're trying to control their thoughts and opinions and their beliefs, and you want to sway them to your way. So they're saying stop doing that. Stop being extra, as well as about that too, is controlling things about the status quo. How people, most of the time when you're talking about status quo, you're talking about how people view you in society and how you match up to their expectations. You're not even looking at divine masculine energies at yourself. So that's it. So again, here we are, purity. So you're destined for this full moon. I want to keep on saying new moon. This full moon is pushing you to be able to be of purity. Now, this is a white fox here. This is a white fox. White fox are unique, very different. Okay. So again, this is again being all about your uniqueness. This person, this fox here got one purple eye and one green eye. That means taking your uniqueness and going out there in the world. Regardless, it's interesting. They got trees with snow on there, which to me is, I think about my drawing that I did, the coldest winter, which means sometimes Eve or Adam has got to stand alone. Some people are not going to understand where you're going. Some people are not going to understand what the heck you're about. It's not your job to be able to explain to them about what's going on. Because see, while you're doing that, you find yourself devaluing yourself, or you might just be wasting your breath trying to get people to understand and say, you know what, I don't need to talk to you and argue about this. Just see what I'm doing, and then that'll be proof enough for you. Okay, this is where they are. So now, overall energies, as far as we wrap it up, what the spirit wants you to understand is, again, adventure in play. Okay. Again, go on out there. Hey, do you? You're unique. Go out there and adventure and do what you want to, what you feel inspired to do. That means on the job. Some of you all might be even get to the point that you're saying because of even COVID or where you are now, I can't continue to keep on doing this stuff. This is not me. This is not living in integrity. And if you're adventuring and playing and finding things and exploring things about yourself and who you are, it'll help you to move into that energies because again, that goes back to what they said, speak your truth. Okay. This is where you are speaking your truth, and then speaking your truth, you stand in your integrity, and also you stand in who you are, and standing in your authority as well. So the universe wants you to know at the end of the day that it has this last message clear. This is how the universe wants you to know. Some notes from the universe, and they say what? Ooh, got two. Hey, you better sing it. Thank you. You keep on doing what you must love me then. That's what you tell me you love me. All right. Okay. All right. So the universe is saying this. If they once loved you, they still do. Oh, wow. And she said, is it the way you love me, baby? So the universe says this. Thanks for every single time you ever fell in love. Whether or not it was obvious, whether or not it has lasted, and whether or not you were loved back, it changed everything. Actually, you're always loved. You changer the universe. So it means no matter what, even if they get on your team and they're not and they say, deuces, I got to love you. You know, you heard some people say, I just got to love you at a distance, or wherever I go, I take your love with me. But I understand right now we kind of at a part in other ways. So this is where we are at this point. Let me take this banner down. I know it's still up here. This is where we are at this point, understanding that regardless of what goes on, you still love. That phone keeps on telling me, is it the way you love me? Again, it's saying, again, no matter what, how you doing, we still love you. The universe is saying we still love you regardless. So again, that goes back to, don't think that you're alone, because either the guides, the angels, your ancestors, your messengers, all of them say, no matter what, we still love you. Source loves you. Okay. And then also understanding that there isn't a soul on the planet who doesn't crave your approval. It says the only difference between a friend and a foe is that you've decided where love can grow. Ho, the universe. So again, you decide, and that's what goes back to again this living in integrity with this friend here. Are they friend? Are they foe? The only thing to separate is how much you can grow. How much, what I tell you about the connection, how much of the magic can grow from you connected from that person. And if the magic can't keep on growing, it's time for you to do what? Scrub it down. It's time, it's bye-bye. Time to get rid of. Okay, I'm being guided to use the universe thing here for you all to see what messages it is. Just going to pick just a couple of people that's in the Sunshine Lounge. I want to thank you all for hanging in there and rocking with me. Oh, that wasn't bad. 112. I thought it was later than that. I usually go 1 hour. I want to thank those people that was in the Sunshine Lounge. Desiree, my Mimi, my moderator extraordinaire. She's always there, showing that she cares in the lounge there. So thank you for those of you all that's ready to get in there. Also Samuel. Hey Samuel, how you doing? Okay, very good. Okay, and Margaret. Okay. Oh, you've been rocking in here for a while. Okay, I'm just going on. Okay, hey Southern Belle, Southern Belle. All right, Charm Timeless. That's what I'm gonna say now. Divinely Guided 333. Okay, all right, and that is it. Okay, let me see. Who am I feeling like it? Okay, okay, Desiree. Who's a comment down here? Okay, you're welcome. All right, Mimi, Cliff. Lord, we ain't got that. Ain't that kind of. We ain't got that time now. Okay, just give me one card, please. Thank you. It sound like what's that girl on the? Thank you. Oh Lord, I can see her now with the big eyes, and she got quite a bit of things. She do the mudras. I forgot who that. Lord have mercy, I can see her too. I haven't watched her in a while there, but she kind of goes. She wear different wigs. Sometimes she got a purple wig on. And whatever spirit tell her child, she be like, child, whatever. She'd be up at 3 a.m. doing readings. I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Here it is. Here's your card, Desiree. Honor thyself. Honor thyself. You gotta honor yourself. Just curious, when was the last time you looked into a mirror and addressed yourself as gorgeous, magnificent, or sublime? It matters. Here's looking at you, gorgeous. The universe. P.S. Okay, hubba counts. So that means if you're male, but you're a female. Okay? All right then. Yeah. I know. All right then. Spin the wheel. Where does it stop? Where does it stop? Okay, Southern Belle. You gotta be in the Sunshine Lounge. Woo. Wait a second. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, we can't have that falling. That sucker glass. All right, here you go. You're being watched by loving eyes. You got stalker. I'm just playing. Okay, what if you're actually an ancient gladiator of love and joy who agreed to visit Earth during these primitive years to spark some new thinking, share a few smiles, and help others discover they too are awesome? Just saying, the universe. P.S. Up for a joust, of course, with rubber thingies. Wow. Okay, you're being watched by loving eyes. So you being sent here. So many times to me, it looks like to be saying about you getting on your purpose here, your mission here. And whatever it is, you being protected to do that. Desiree, yours was pretty much to the point. I didn't need to interpret that. That's just saying again, be integrity, see yourself lovingly. That might also be something, again, as far as what they say in a part of your addictions too as well, that you got to work on. Okay. Um, let's see. Sammy. Let's see. Sammy. How you doing, Sammy? Okay, let's see. Last one. Clear. I'm out of here. Like Elvis. Elvis has left the building. Oh, this is almost a jumper. Let's see what's happening. You got to honor yourself too? Let's pull that again. Something going on with you that you got to... Looks like it's to me like, you got several of them. You got to honor your well, you're gifted. I could tell that. Something's going on with them. I'm picking out something about the outside and the inside ain't matching too much there. Okay, here we go. You might not know, but you will. Think of someone very, very special to you. Now feel yourself bursting with love for them. Now mentally shower, drench, and soak them in that love. Now mentally shower, drench, and soak yourself in my love. Now feel it always, the universe. Yeah, something about this, what they saying about this love thing. You got a love thing. I'm hearing CC Penny say, we got a love thing. Everyone is doing their best. There are really only two types of people: those you now love and those you will love. Until there's only one type of person, and then we'll probably hit replay. The game of life. Here. Interessante. Yeah, but it keeps on saying, I'm still saying that. It'd be surprisingly about that. You on the outside, It's not matching. Are you not believing in yourself? Everyone is doing their best. Some about you not believing in yourself to best. You are not honoring your gifts. You're not believing. Something about it is like it's one way, but it's like I'm feeling like they're showing me like a lottery scratch off there. It's like I got to scratch beneath the surface to see what's going on with you underneath there. See what I got there. So this is yeah, but but it's something. Just make sure while you in that love thing there that you honoring yourself there, and everyone is doing their best part in there. That's it, because I'm getting to the universe say be quiet, and some things you're gonna have to discover. Scratch and sniff. What is that? Oh, the smell. Oh, that smell like lemon. Oh, that smell like cherry. So you're gonna have to kind of, it's some discovery there underneath the surface of that one. All right, there is always 120. That's my thing. That's my exercise. So it's always, don't forget, Mimi has put over there some good stuff for you all to check. Go to Divine Unisouls as well. It's to get again, if you're interested in the transformational program as well, get that as too. Also about getting your tickets for the 4/4 event that takes place at 2 p.m. Central Time as well. Get that. That's $11.11 to March 1st. Real cheap deal. And then when we hit over that, then there'll be $25 for virtual. Okay, because our thing is that we eventually want to hold some in person once the world opens back up. All right, as always, thank you to everybody that hung out with me. Thank you all for being here. Make sure you click like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you can get notifications when I go live, when Spirit tells me to go live with that. And remember, when you hit like, all you're doing is I share with you my gifts and my talents and my experiences that I have. And you hitting like is only just saying thank you for sharing. That's all it is. It's just an exchange of energy. Also this Friday, because it's probably it, because I know tomorrow I got things I got to do. So Friday we're going to have a guest speaker on there that's going to be talking about culture as well, of her experience of being a Native American. Oh Lord, well I can't remember what the child is. Her name Erica. Okay, thank you. I was like, what's her name? Erica. She's going to be on here Friday for the playground experience at 7:30 Central and talk about how one's culture gets in the way of union or even connections with people or with your person or whatever. So she's going to talk about that too in her experience of being a Native American and how that is. And we're going to talk about, especially, this is wrapping up Black History Month, how all of that different cultures and things play, whether it's religion, your sexuality, or even if you're talking about your race, all those kind of things, and spiritual, all those things play a part on some of us for us not being able to make that connection, or it blocks us to be able to have union within ourselves and with our person. All right, then, I could talk all day. I am going for real this time. As always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, namago. Mwah. And I'll be talking to you real soon. And I will see you Friday on the playground at 7:30 Central, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. All right. And see ya.